a fire pickup line?
Hey, you got BDE?
I mean,
I want to right now. I
mean-
can tell that you have a big inside of your pants, and I'm going to. This is why we don't get men, okay?
It's a fire.
So I got a question for you guys, right? I got a question for you gentlemen. And this is for, I guess all men can answer this, right? But specifically for the men, they still out here looking for love. They still hoping that there's some good woman out here that's going to do right by them, right? They still want to go out there and get that ring and, live happily ever after. Look, listen, to each his own. To each his own, right? Do whatever makes you happy. If you feel like there's a woman out there that can, meet your expectations, then go ahead. I'm not knocking it at all, right? But I got a question to ask you, right? Would you prefer an honest 304, right? Or to be second choice? I'll ask you again. Would you prefer an honest slut, an honest 304, right? Who is openly and admitting that, listen, I've been a 304 basically my whole life. I was getting trains ran on me by the football team when I got to college, right? I done caught multiple STDs, right? I done had to get a shot in my butt, right? I've had, plenty of, to the doctor's office. I don't have to go that deep into it on YouTube, but y'all know what I mean, right? Had to pull, yep. She's done all of that, right? She's being honest with you. She's being upfront with you. And she can do everything that you want and more, right? Or do you prefer to know nothing and just to be second choice? Which is most men's predicament. Most men, especially today, are second choice. They're simply second choice. The women that you are marrying, the women that you are taking serious, other guys did not take them serious. Other guys took it for face value. Other guys seen the BS. Other guys seen the lies, and they chose to do what needed to be done, right? Which is to blow that back out a few times, one time, who knows? But they did what needed to be done, and they skedaddled, right? And after 10 guys, 20 guys, 30 guys, 40 guys, 50 guys, listen, 100 guys, it's happening out here. Here come you, Mr. 51. Here come you, Mr. 101, right? And you're taking her serious, but you only taking her serious the only reason that you're taking her serious is because she is coming across as if she is this saint, right? Which a lot of women are doing. A lot of women, either we already know, a lot of women, they go to the church, they flock to religion after they get done playing in the streets, going from club to club, bouncing on guy to guy. They go to religion, and, get saved and baptized and all of that, right? And then they come to you, right? Would you rather know her past and accept her past, or would you rather be second choice to the guy that she did everything for? See, a lot of guys, they're getting with these chicks who they've already done everything with the other guys, right? They've swallowed, they've thrown it back. They've done it in the back seat, in the front seat, on top of the roof, right? They've done everything up under the sun. They've done the threesomes with another girl, maybe even foursomes. They've done it all. But when they get to you, they're not giving you any of that. They're not giving you any of that. They're not giving you the freak elite, right? They're not giving you their all. They're not giving you what they gave to the other guys, right? They gave the other guys they 304 side. They gave the other guys everything. They gave the other guys that got 3000. She just pity you. For you second choice guys, which is most of you, she just pity you. She's giving you pity sex, right? She's giving you pity gok, and it's not even a gok 3000. It's gok 2.0. It's not even a full gok. It's a half gok, right? Not even a half gok. It's a ga. It's a ga. It's a ga. Y'all are getting gas, right? And a lot of guys are finding out that they were nothing more than a second choice, right? They're finding out that they're nothing more but the beta bucks, right? And it doesn't mean that Chad don't have any money. It doesn't mean that Tyrone doesn't have any money, right? He just know who and what and where to place his money in, right? But see, Beta Bucks, Mr. Beta Bucks, he doesn't know or have a clue that money could have been used best somewhere else, right? But Mr. Beta Bucks chose to invest in this woman, right? He chose to put a ring on this woman that is deceiving him, this woman that is acting like she's all sanctified, acting like that she doesn't have a past, acting like she is conservative, acting like she is all of these things, right, that she is not. And Mr. Beta Bucks, he is led to believe that he is the first one. He is led to believe that maybe he's the third one and it was only two other guys. Beta Bucks is led to believe that she is this new and reformed person, and maybe she is. Maybe she is. I'm not taking that away from her. Maybe she is. However, she doesn't have that burning desire for you, Mr. Beta Bucks. She doesn't have that desire for you, Mr. Second Choice. Most guys are second choices, right? That guy that was pulling her hair in college, that was the first choice. Half the football team, that was the first choice. She was trying to go to the league, right? Half the MLB team, that she was trying to go, right? She was trying to go pro by becoming pro at being a hoe. That's what she was trying to do. But see, a lot of guys, they're so gullible. They're so gullible for love. They're so gullible for love. They're so gullible to be accepted. They're so gullible for validation that they overlook the possibilities that these women are lying, right? They overlook the possibilities that you may be a second and maybe even a third or fourth choice, that she really doesn't have that same desire that she did for Chad and Tyrone, right? This is why I implore guys to become the best version of themselves, to make as much money as they can, make the best bodies that they can, control what you can control, because controlling what you can control, it will therefore control 90% of your environment, right? You can control what kind of women that comes into your vicinity instead of settling. So would you rather have, or would you rather be second choice, or accept her for who and what she truly is, right? There's a lot of guys, they don't want to hear about all of that, right? They don't want to hear about the history. They want to be complicit in all of it, but then later on complain about why she is not doing the things that you want her to do, right? It's because you settled in your complicitness, right? Therefore, allowing her to not respect anything about you. Are y'all following me? Right? So enough with second choice. Now let's move on to accepting her for who she is, right? Accepting her honesty, accepting her past, right? Because here's the fact of the matter. Guys, for you guys who still want to play the field, for you guys who still desire marriage, for you guys who still desire, a ring and a family, you can still achieve this. You can still achieve this. I've never said that you cannot achieve marriage. You can achieve it. Yeah, sure. You can get that, right? You can put that ring on her finger, right? You can commit, right? However, the truth of the matter is there's not many conservative wives out here. There's not. There's not. I don't care who told you what. Oh, you got to open your mind. You got to open your mind up, and you can't think negatively. You can't think negatively. If you think negatively, then you won't find the woman that you want, bro. Listen, man. That's just like saying, yeah, I know diabetes running your family, and you can still eat sugar, right? You just got to think positively about it. You can eat the sugar and think positively about it. I'm sure you won't get diabetes, even though it runs in your family's genetics, right? I'm sure the statistics, I know what the statistics say. I know what the overall feel of the population is. I know what it says, but all you got to do is think positive about it, and maybe you can change that statistic. No, that's not how that works. Most of these chicks out here are 304s, or they are reformed 304s. Let me say that again. Most of the chicks out here are either 304s or reformed 304s. And the 304s are typically below 30 years old. They're typically under 30 years old, but you will find that the 304s can run over the age of 30 years old up until 45 years old, right? But typically they're in their prime below 30 years old, and you will find more so the reformed 304s 30 to 35 up. Right? When their body's no longer looking the same, when they're no longer in their prime, that is when they are reforming themselves to become wives for those men who are willing to accept them for who they are, or who is willing to be complicit in all of the lies and deceit that women are playing out here. Right? Are y'all following me? Most of the women out here, they're playing the field. They're free. They're free to do whatever they want to do. They're free to bounce on whatever cockadoodle-doo that they want to bounce on. They're out here experimenting with men and women. They're out here. Most women are out here, right? They were out there in college. They were out there in high school, right? They were in those clinics early on, right? They don't have to do much. Many women don't have to do much. Some, it doesn't take much to clean up. They just throw on a nice feminine sundress and you'll think the world of them, right? A lot of women know they don't have to do much. A lot of women know they can go through this quote unquote whole phase. And after that whole phase, if they're not all jacked up and at least the body looks right, they can sell marriage to you, right? But here's what I'm really getting at. For you guys who want marriage, for you guys who want girlfriend, you want long-term, relationships or what have you. Would you rather be second choice, or for her to be upfront and tell you that, hey, this is what I am. This is who I was. I've gotten many trains ran on me. I actually tried to be a P-star, right? I actually been in the clinic this many times, right? It's no telling how many babies I would have had, but that's what I did. But I can do a mean gok, right? I can do a mean split on the banana split, pause, right? I can do everything that you want me to do. I can be the best I can be the best home P-star in the world for you. I also cook and clean. I've been learning that. And I'm also not the same exact person. I've been going to church lately, right? Amen, amen. I've been going to church lately. I've been praising the Lord lately. I've been reforming my life. I've been turning a new leaf, right? Been turning my life over to the Lord, right? To the Lord. I've been turning my life around, and I am just looking for a nice, wholesome man who wants to take me for who I was, right? And who I am. Is that good enough? Hmm? Is that good enough? What would you prefer? Right? Because you already know that a lot of guys are accepting second choice, but then they're confused when everything hits the fan. They're confused when everything blows up in their face, right? But wouldn't you rather that be upfront? See, men lie and women lie, right? Women, the reason women lie about their body counts is because they know that men wouldn't accept high body counts. But here's the caveat, though. Here's the caveat. The majority of women out here, they have bodies on bodies, right? So can a woman still be a good woman? Can a woman still be a good wife? Can a woman still be a good partner? Can a woman still be a good mother regardless of her body count, regardless of her past, regardless of the whole team doing what they did to her? Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you? Or does second choice sound better? Right? Now, look, now that she is able to be honest with you, now that she's able to be, vulnerable with you, now that she can tell you everything up under the sun and perform those tricks on you, right? You are the happiest man alive, right? You get a wife and you get a P star in one. That's unheard of. You get it all. Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for you? Because my ultimate point is so many guys out here are trying to find a needle in a haystack. They're so busy trying to find a needle in a haystack, but does it really matter at the end of the day when we know the stats? When we know the sentiment with most women, we know what and who women are in modern day. We know that most of them have more bodies than the majority of men. We know what they're out here doing, right? So is it possible for a woman to reform herself? It's possible for a man to reform himself, right? Listen, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing or saying anything. I am just sparking thought, right? A man can reform himself, right? A man can go to prison for a few years, come out, still pick up a trade, drive trucks, right? Still climb himself up the ladder, right? Buy him a house and, start a family of his own, right? Teach his sons not to do what Eve done, right? A man can reform himself, right? Actually, it's more acceptable for men to reform themselves than for women to reform themselves. That's why women always have to lie. Women always have to sell the narrative of being pure, regardless of knowing that she isn't pure. Women always have to sell this narrative because they know that it is not accepted or they won't be accepted either way, unless that sentiment changes, right? Unless men start accepting 304s for being 304s, right? They start accepting these women for being out here and doing what they do. Or would that still be second choice to you? Would that still be second place to you? Would that still be third place to you? Well, the thing about the true second choice guy is he is a lame, right? She doesn't have the burning desire for him, right? She sees that he chooses to be complicit in maybe her past, choose to be complicit in who she may truly be, right? He chooses to be in bliss, right? He chooses that. He chose his path, right? He accepted the deal versus a guy who knows and understands women and accepts women for who they are, no matter if they are a 304 or reformed 304 or simply just, a good old woman, right? Or whatever that may be. What do you choose? What is good enough for you? Or most of you probably be like, hey, you can save it. I don't want either. Well, that's what most men are choosing. I don't want either. I don't want nothing to do with anything. Well, then that'll be just what it is. But I chose this conversation because I really wanted to spark some thought into men. Right? Because what would be better? Being bamboozled, being second choice, and not knowing that you're second choice and being complicit in all of her behaviors, right? She's going out with this guy friend and he all bulked up and Chad looking and Tyrone looking, and he's handsome, and you probably suspect something that's going on, but you don't say nothing because you want to keep your wife happy. That's second choice. That's a second choice guy who's willing to do anything and everything to keep his wife happy, right? But the man who's willing to accept that woman for being who she was and possibly still is, right? He's just going through the motions as long as he set the rules, as long as he set the boundaries, right? Based upon what and who she is or used to be, right? Is he the winner? Does he win? Right? If he's willing to accept all of her sexual deviances, right, of her past and tell her, hey, I accept this for that. I understand who you were and I understand who you are today, but this is what I am willing to accept. I'm willing to accept that, right? I'm willing to accept that as long as you abide by this, that, and the third, right? And you be the wife that I need you to be, and we're all good. Is that okay? Just food for thought. This is what the after pill is. Like, comment your thoughts down below. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.